Hello, everybody. Something mysterious was wrong with Mom's mic this week, and her entire audio track recorded with a weird echo, so I had to discard it, and therefore her lines this week may be either quiet or have a lot of room noise in them, but that's just how it is. As always, The Monkees may be a children's show from the 60s, but The Monkees Pod is an adult show from 2026. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy the episode! Hello, and welcome back to The Monkees Pod, a Monkees recap podcast. My name is Sommer.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Molly.
Today we have Season 2, Episode 19, The Monkees Paw. The Monkees Paw, duh. The historical background for the premise I've selected this week is going to be a little bit of a focus on the influence of drug culture on the 1960s, because somebody named Davy Jones was under the influence of drugs during several parts of this episode in a more obvious manner.
He is more high than I've ever seen him.
Yeah. Look, the thing is, if you are a small young man and you do an amount of weed that would be normal for a Peter Tork-sized man, it's going to affect you differently, and it's going to show up. Some of the takes in this episode are the best takes they could get, which is a little unbelievable.
I can't believe they left some of this in.
It's very amazing, but how did we even get to the state where these things were available to Davy on the set of this episode? Well, in the 30s and 40s, LSD was first synthesized in a lab and at first used for psychiatric treatments. But then the Beat poets got their hands on it. So William Burroughs and Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg were doing LSD and other drugs as well. I believe marijuana was first used as a drug in kind of India. It was always been popular, but the Beat poets kind of popularized it as a thing for white Americans to do. And of course, the Beat movement turned more into the early beginnings of the 60s movement, and we know the Beatles are called the Beatles because it's kind of a play on that. Yeah. Mom just learned that the Beatles are called the Beatles because of the
triple pun. It's a bug, it's Beat poet and also beat as in music.
Yeah.
Yep.
You thought they just were spelling it funny?
I just thought they spelled it funny, but the Monkees spelled it funny too.
Yeah.
They didn't have a good reason for that.
They did not have a good reason for that. The Beatles, though, were not really introduced these drugs by themselves. Famously, we know Bob Dylan gave them weed. Mm-hmm. The way they were introduced to LSD was
quite a story.
Very wacky. They were at a dinner party with their dentist.
Why would that occur in the first place?
Exactly. And then their dentist, who was a blood psychopath, apparently, dosed them and their wives. I believe it was just George and John, and then
so.
Patty and Cynthia, unknowingly dosed all of their drinks with LSD because he thought that would be a fun time for a party.
And it was tea, right?
Yeah, they did. Imagine tripping out when you don't even know what LSD is.
When you're just having a spot of tea.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden you're tripping balls.
I don't know how that dentist did not end up immediately in jail, but I guess they enjoyed some parts of the experience because they then continued to do it and let it influence their music and such. And obviously they weren't the only musicians doing this, but they were very influential. So a lot of people started doing it, and we got into this very psychedelic era by the end of the 60s. So that, of course, influenced the Monkees. Let's talk about kind of the Monkees' daily weed habits on the set of the television program that is their income. Very, very unwise, in my opinion, but live your life. So this is how Micky describes their season 2 meat locker. I don't really... It's known by many names. The meat locker, the black box, the Frodis room. This is his description of it. It was no longer possible to contain us in our custom-made dressing rooms. They were too close to the set, and you couldn't tell a monkey to be quiet. There was also this problem of the occasional smell of burning weeds wafting across the studio lot. So someone had the brilliant idea of building us a special holding pen, or reactor core containment device, if you prefer, out in the back of the stage, well away from the prying eyes, ears, and noses of the curious. They constructed this big, soundproof, windowless, air-conditioned black box. It had only one door with a huge meat locker handle. This is where we would return between takes to rejuvenate, like vampires. Here we would relax, party, or just be cool. The only things in the room were a few pillows and a few candles, but on one wall is a bank of 4 150-watt light bulbs with each of our names underneath. Whenever the assistant director, a wonderful man named John Anderson, needed one of us, he would flip a switch on the stage, and inside the box, the appropriate bulb would light up. Of course, after spending a couple hours in this dark, cool cavern, a 150-watt light bulb has relatively the same effect on your eyeballs as a supernova. I recall more than once being blasted out of my reverie by this device, and stumbling onto the set blinded and dazed. In a funny way, that seemed to work to our advantage. Bob and Bert had invested a lot of time and energy to create this spontaneous environment for us to thrive in, and this fish-out-of-water flavor only added to the effect. If you watch the show carefully, it often appears that we have just landed in the scene from outer space, which isn't too far from the truth. I don't think you need to be watching that careful to notice.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
So they were essentially hotboxing themselves?
Yes.
Okay.
And Peter was doing it every day. The rest of them, it was more occasional. But I have the sense that as it went on, Davy was kind of joining in the daily sessions. And we have a couple other quotes on their drug use that I found on the Naked Persimmon Tumblr, which is a very great archive of all the, her kind of, philosophy is, we've been presented this image of the Monkees as squeaky clean, and hey, actually they were adults in the 1960s with a lot of money at their disposal, so here's what they really got up to. She talks about Peter being the biggest, junkie, and he was actually more of an alcoholic at the time. He got sober of everything in the late 80s, early 90s, I believe, because he was having some issues with it after a while. But during the filming of the show, he was definitely smoking weed every day, and he was the one who got Micky into it, apparently. Peter was also into acid and other hallucinogens. According to Lynn Randell, who was one of the opening acts for the Monkees on the 67 tour, she said Peter tried to get her to drop acid as he was doing so every night and really getting out of it. Also, Peter gave John Lennon and therefore the rest of the Beatles, he introduced them to STP, which was another lab synthesized psychedelic that was stronger than LSD apparently. So yes, the Monkees introduced a drug to the Beatles, their influence. According to Peter, the rest of them did all do acid at one point or another, but we haven't heard of any of them doing anything harder than that, other than Mike said one time at a party in the 70s he did coke and didn't really like it. And also Mike in the 70s loved Ritalin for energy. I don't really know. I feel like that's not a common recreational drug, so who knows how he got into that, but that's what he was doing.
Well, I mean, they sell, kids used to sell their Ritalin.
At school?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was...
So, I mean, it was something people did.
Yeah. That's not popular among the kids anymore.
No.
Now they do Xannies.
But Mike had children, so maybe...
He was taking Christian's Ritalin. No, his children were good Christian scientists, and they would never use drugs for their intended medical use. Okay. At one point, Micky, Davy, and Peter got busted for having weed on them, and Peter actually went to jail, which Naked Persimmon believes is because he had a greater amount than the other two, and also because he looked more typically like hippie. So they were like, get out of here, you druggy hippie.
Long-haired weirdo.
Yeah. And apparently, even at times, Peter was tripping acid on the set of the show. He says, there was one very real acid trip I took on the set and they had to shoot around me. We had this Hawaiian thing and we were supposed to be wearing skirts and I just said, that's too much. So I shined on them for a day. That would have been during the dance episode in season 1. Yeah. He was doing that in season 1. Peter, that's really, really crazy to me.
I'm trying to think, yeah. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's been there in the background the whole time. I guess we're just getting to a point where, production knows about it now and is giving them their special time in the black box to keep them docile and give them what they want.
Keep them contained.
I mean, we think this is so crazy, but then, think about the fact that Demi Lovato was doing coke on, the set of, camp rock.
Right, think about the fact that they were all drunk filming Victorious or whatever.
Yeah. Like the entertainment industry is kind of permissive about this type of stuff. Like, obviously they have people, they, like, in the 30s, they had, like, Judy Garland on uppers or whatever to make her perform.
Make her not eat.
Right, yeah. But everyone in the entertainment industry is, like, addicted to something. So you kind of just got to be chill about it. And if they can work, they can work. Especially if they're rock stars, even if they can't work, they can work, you know. They'll push you out on stage anyway. That's not very a healthy environment, but we do get some funny moments out of it from the less harmful drugs. So thank you, Monkees, and keep blazing it back there. This episode was directed by James Frawley. It was written by Coleslaw. I said, he's back on his good shit. Good. Because I really love this episode. Not because of the because of the writing, but not because the writing's good. Our guest stars include, mainly the most important one to me, is going to be Hans Conried as Magician Mendrick, who you may know as Captain Hook from Peter Pan, the 50s Disney movie, the voice of Captain Hook. He was also like a pretty serious, prolific actor and should have been highly respected, and he had to deal with this foolishness instead, and he got rather frustrated, as we do end up seeing in the end tag. Also, in our guest stars, for the first time I noticed as one of the extras, we have Bruce Paul Barber, he was a pretty like prolific stuntman throughout the 80s, but he was actually Mike's brother-in-law. He was Phyllis's brother, and he ended up being Mike's stand-in for like a lot of season 2 and for Head. There's a picture of him like dressed up as Mike with like fake Mike sideburns standing next to him. This one was broadcast number 51st on January 29th of 1968, and it was 53rd in production, filmed November 13th to 15th. All right, let's begin this nonsense. The Monkees play Goin' Down for a suit man who I only refer to as owner, club owner, restaurant owner. He's a suitman.
I said manager, I think I called him.
Yeah, I don't think he has a name. No,
I'm not sure. If he does, it's one of those ones they give at, 3/4 of the way through, they talk, and you're like, oh, was that his name?
Yeah.
They got the gig by lip syncing to Going Down.
Yep. Yes.
They were just standing there, not really playing the song.
At the time that they are auditioning, the restaurant is closed. All the chairs are stacked up on the tables. The chairs look like Christmas wrapping paper.
Exactly what I said.
Yeah.
I said, look like Christmas wrapping paper.
The same words. We don't even need to take separate notes anymore. We can just use our one brain cell.
I said the club has groovy flowered curtains and chair covers that look like Christmas wrapping paper.
Yes, they do.
A sad magician watches as this happens. Peter is wearing this eye-straining blue hippie shirt. It has a magic eye pattern on it. It's difficult to look at.
I love it when Peter, experiments with his own fashion, but it's so out of place from anything else going on.
The fashion in this episode might be the best in the whole series. They really look like psychedelic Ken dolls. There's a bunch of scenes where Davy and Peter both have these rainbow eye bleeding shirts on.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite shirt, is the rainbow tie-dye shirt for Peter.
I noted Mike's sideburns were enormous.
Yes.
They're super triangular.
Peak burn. They're fully, the back points of them are fully under his ears. Club owner tells the Monkees that they're hired, and Micky, Peter, and Davy are way too excited.
Micky, Peter, and Davy are really appreciative of getting the job.
Yes.
They were very excited.
It's so cute to see them be a band again.
Yeah, they run to hug and touch owner. Mike DGAF. He literally just stands there like a pouty child who doesn't want to listen to his director and participate in his television program. Captain Hook, the magician. I interchangeably call him Mendrick and Cap'n throughout this.
I started calling him Mandrake. Which is who he is named after. There was a Mandrake the magician.
Interesting.
And that's who he was supposed to be.
Yes.
There's a wizard in the movie The Last Unicorn named Schmendrick.
Schmendrick.
That's what that made me think of.
That sounds like they wanted to base him off this, but then they were like, we have to change it.
Schmendrick.
Yeah. So Mendrick says, what about me, the former hired entertainment of this establishment for 12 years? He gives some of his credentials. One of them he says, "I'm very popular with the Oddfellows." The Oddfellows was a Shriners or Elks Club like fraternal order, because in the early 20th century, like 2/3 of American men were just in these weird little cults.
Adult frats.
Yeah.
They were just clubs.
They were clubs with secret handshakes and secret
It was
words
something
and
for them
secret
to do.
hats.
What he says is, it was a triumph at any fraternal convention. Ask any Oddfellow.
But those have gone out of fashion, and now people want long-haired rock and roll weirdos. So his boss fires him with very meanly, with unnecessary aggression. He goes, You has-been! You're fired! This man has worked for you for 12 years.
We're a magician. Like, he didn't do anything wrong. He's just not cool anymore. People just don't want to watch a magician at their dinner.
I said this manager, he yells through the entire show. Like every time I'm like, and manager's back, he's still yelling. Like everything he says is like yelling.
He's so angry.
He was a very angry manager.
Mike and his beautiful orange tie are appalled at this anger, and they go to advocate for Mendrick, but Mendrick stomps on Mike's foot because he doesn't need pity from these monkeys.
He wasn't that nice.
No, he was. He came around by the end. He learned.
He learns the lesson.
Yeah. We see a big sign that says that Mendrick has been canceled. Pre-internet, he was canceled.
Maybe that's why he was so mad at him. Maybe he was controversial.
Yeah, Mendrick has allegations actually, and that's why he's got to go. The monkeys look at it as the sign. They say, "Well, that's a drag," and they approach Mendrick to tell him that they're sorry
Because they have to take care of
the old man, because Pop's in a tough spot.
So we gotta help him.
Mendrick complains that kids these days, they don't want to see magicians. They only want to see reality as presented to them on television. Little did they know that reality television would be a genre.
Would it be a thing?
Yeah,
Also, the monkeys have Shadow Realm powers, so aren't they magicians in a way?
They are.
that's true. They've done magic before.
Yeah.
Micky, digging through the man they just made unemployed's belongings. Bleh, what is that? What he has found in Mendrick's suitcase is a monkey paw.
An actual monkey.
An actual taxidermy animal hand that they touch on throughout the entire episode.
Micky has got it all over him.
It's Mickey's new favorite stim
He's very
toy.
attached to it.
Yes.
His new fidget.
Yeah. This was given to Mendrick by an old lama in Tibet. And to learn the story of how he obtained it, we flash back to his time in Tibet as a youth, in which he is played by Micky.
Yeah, so the Shadow Realm act out his story.
Yes. Micky Drick searches for the High Llama on the 3 boulders and 1 plant with a little fake snow on it, and he finds Mike sleeping standing up, and then jump scares him awake. Mike is going to be playing our Tibetan monk here.
Threaten the llama.
Yeah. Presumably the directors were like, "Hey Mike, you have to be a Tibetan llama. Can you do an accent?" And Mike said, "Why, sure I can.
I can do a Texas.
I can do one accent."
My accent, but more.
Yeah. And thank God that it's quite amazing,
It's
actually.
actually very funny.
Yeah.
Doing his Texan.
Yeah. Mike yells at the snow to stop, and Mendrick has a voiceover line acknowledging that suddenly it stopped snowing.
Which I feel like is because their snow machine ran out of snow.
We then get a crazy joke that I cannot believe made it to air.
Yeah.
Micky says, "I came all this way to find the High Llama. Where is he?" Mike says, "Oh, well, I'm afraid you're out of luck. He's out back, sleeping it off." Micky goes, "You don't mean?" And Mike says, "Yeah, that's what I mean. That's how he got his name." Oh. TV censors missed that one.
He's the regular llama.
Yes, Mike is the regular llama, and he tells Micky to just call him regular, which is how I name characters on this show. The sober llama, perhaps.
Yeah, Davy was the High Llama.
Yes, Davy was playing the High Llama, and we just didn't see him.
Did you know that Mickey's hat got stuck on his curly hair?
Oh, his magician top hat?
His magician top hat, he goes to pull it off and it's stuck, and he pulls it off and his hair goes boing.
Magical Mickey tells a long, boring story. Okay.
Mickey tells a long, boring story.
No! No! I'm sorry. The hive mind. We can't keep with but the last episode of the show is going to be an identical list of notes between the two of us. He tells a long, boring story of his journey to get here to the llama, including that he walked over Dan's and Cesart's, and then he like laughs and corrects himself.
Flubs his line.
Yeah, like it sounded like he genuinely like Spoonerism switched the first letters and then like laughed and corrected himself, and I'm like, I don't know how he made that mistake, but I think he genuinely did.
Yeah, I thought so too.
His boring story puts Mike to sleep, and Mickey's like, hey, don't you have something for me? Don't you have the Tibetan unknown secrets? The unknown secrets of Tibetan? The Tibetan secret unknowns? Mickey, do you think the country is called Tibetan? Instead, Mike gives him a summons for trespassing. Cut back to present-day Mendrick for 1 second. He goes, but then, after much persuasion, the regular llama broke down and he gave me the Monkees Paw. Cut back to Tibetan Mountain, where Mickey is strangling Mike and shaking his head like a bobblehead.
I thought it was hysterical. Mike was just shaking his head back and forth.
Yeah, he goes like, meh.
And he stuck his tongue out.
Yeah. While still being choked and bobbled, he starts to speak because he can still talk and give Mickey the monkey paw after much persuasion. He says this monkey paw will grant him 3 wishes. And in his extreme Texas accent, he goes, "You're the only fool I know who deserves that kind of luck." Which causes Mickey to go back to choking him and him to go bleh. In the present,
The angry manager is still yelling.
before he is banished from the premises, Mendrick offers to sell the monkeys the monkey paw for a quarter. And then his manager calls him a bum, a vagrant, and a peddler, and he keeps saying vamoose. So he is kicked out. Mike, Peter, and high as hell Davy turn to camera. Well, that's show business. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Freeze frame. This show is so stupid.
They did give him a quarter, though, for the Monkees Paw.
A small price
On
to
the
pay
way-
for
on the
monkey
way out,
paw.
they gave him a quarter.
Yes. So now Mickey has his new favorite thing in the world, a dead animal hand. Back at the pad, Mickey gets a call from the union. Says, what are you guys in a union?
They're barely a band. Like,
Right.
how?
We've heard nothing of this union before.
This union that's never been mentioned
Right.
prior.
The union tells them that they can't work till they pay their dues, but they can't pay their dues till they work. That's right, kids. Never get involved with commie pinko unions. They're evil. Peter in a cutaway direct to camera. You know, it's true that while there is a great deal of moral purpose on the side of the unions, they do tend to want a stranglehold.
It's like, okay.
Peter became smart for a second, and that's the joke.
I think the funny thing is that Peter's always smart.
Yeah.
Like, he's always the smartest one in there, and he's always has the insights,
Mm-hmm.
but they make him be so
just make
stupid.
him
They make him dumb. This episode, you do see a lot of his real personality starting to poke out.
That's true.
I don't think commie Peter would ever say that the unions want too much stranglehold. I feel like they're making him say that against his will. Peter, in this shot, you can see his very lovely beads. They're kind of like a couple rows across. They're yellow. These like thick beads that he has. They're very interesting. Mickey wishes that there is some way they could get that money for their union dues. While he's playing with his mummified animal limb. Suddenly, the boss manager of the club busts in,
Angry manager knocks twice, walks in.
comes into their house to say that he just came from the union. I don't know what he was doing there. During this little conversation between the manager and the monkeys, we get this beautiful reverse shot of Mike and Davy in their like hippie outfits with the rainbow blacklight posters on the back wall. It's so rainbow. Mike's like neon orange tie, and there's like the neon orange lamp in the background. 1967 was such a colorful year, like even in contrast to like the year before in terms of fashion and decor, and this is like really showing it, and I like that.
1967.
Oh yes.
Me.
That's how you
This is when,
Yeah.
when I came
this is
along.
how you were created. Yes. Owner Bossman says that he will pay the monkeys union dues and take it out of their first week's salary. And Peter says, "Thank you," way too sincerely. And then Bossman gives them that classic monkey paw twist, because every wish coming true must come with a bad thing as well. That there will be 142% interest. Such is the way of monkey paw. Be careful what you wish for. In the original Monkees Paw story from, like, I believe it was written in, like, the 1910s or something like that, the consequences are a lot worse, right? I believe it's that the guy's son, he's like,
I think somebody
He like dies.
yeah, he like wishes for money and then he gets the insurance payout from his son's like horrible factory mangling or something. So monkeys, you're actually getting off kind of easy. So be grateful.
They're just having to pay out money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might owe someone money if you don't pay it off on time. Like,
But you already owed people money.
it's true.
Then we cut to the best scene involving no monkeys in the entire show. Just the combination of brilliant writing and brilliant acting, by which I mean terrible acting and writing.
She was stellar.
Yes. So we see Mendrick and his daughter,
His name is daughter.
her name is not only daughter because he addresses her as daughter, but she is credited as daughter, and that is her only
They
purpose.
couldn't even give her a name. I think that's why she was not putting any effort into this role.
Mendrick and daughter Mendrick unpack his suitcase at their home. In their first two lines to each other, they very naturally address each other as father and daughter to remind each other of their relationship in case they forgot. And as he goes, "Oh, well, daughter," he like pats her head while he says it.
I said like the Grinch patting Cindy Lou Who head before sending her back to bed.
That was the vibe, yes. Mendrick cheerfully shares with daughter that he has made a quarter today, and she smiles gratefully to this. And then she notices that the monkey paw is gone, and we get this incredible dialogue section. Daughter goes, "Father, where's the monkey's paw?" Mendrick, looking at dead bird in cage, "There's another one gone. Oh, the monkey's paw. Oh, I sold it today to one of these long-haired weirdos. You know, high-heeled boots, beads, bleh." Daughter, "Don't you remember the Book of Mystery said it was cursed?" Mendrick, "If it was cursed and I got rid of it, my luck would change immediately." Picks up the ringing phone. "Hello? Yes, this is Mendrick. A contest? I win $1 million!" Like, his acting isn't strictly good, but he's putting in so much effort, and daughter is so bad, and the dialogue is so hokey. It's just brilliant stagecraft. Coleslaw's a masterpiece. Don't you remember the Book of Mystery said it was cursed? Also, like, the concept of the monkey paw still affecting you magically, like, with good luck once it's no longer in your possession, either that or that's just Mendrick's natural luck level that the paw was preventing him.
Like, the paws give him so much bad luck that he was not able to win the $1 million that he was meant to receive.
Yeah, he was meant to receive it so long ago.
He wished to not win $1 million.
Yeah. Back at the pad, we see the poor effects of having a monkey's paw in your possession. Micky wishes on monkey paw to see if it works, to give the monkeys food. That's a good financial decision. First good one of a monkey.
I said Davy's high ass is starving.
Yes, he's got a munchie as hell.
So he was like, "I'm starving." And
Yeah.
Micky's like,
"Let's get some food in here." He wishes for, quote, "a spaghetti dinner big enough to feed all four of us."
He pets it.
Yes, pets on those hairs on that dead monkey finger. And this makes it rain dry as hell mop spaghetti.
I said that it looks like it was tie line that was lying around. Like, this is like pieces of rope. And
Yeah.
doesn't
It
Peter
was
put it in his mouth?
Right.
Just
They
Gross.
Were you here for our string spaghetti episode? No, I think Molly, you might not have been here.
I'm not sure. Which one was that?
That, well, it was a
long
couple
time
of
ago.
early ones. Well, one of them was like
Because
the
I
one where they
remember
were.
them having mop spaghetti.
Yes.
But
Their mop spaghetti usually looks better than this. It's usually at least floppy like ropes. This is like stiff pieces of twine.
Like clearly rope.
Yeah, it's like uncooked mop spaghetti.
Yes.
The monkeys are delighted for their delicious meal.
Okay, so it falls all over Mike and
Micky,
I'm sorry, and the paw. So then Davy picks up a piece of the string that was on the paw
Yes.
and puts it in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And Micky eats one from between the monkey paw fingers, like it's holding one in the fingers, and he eats it out of the monkey paw. You guys, that's disgusting.
That is disgusting.
But they're so hungry that they eat it anyway. Back at the club or restaurant or whatever it is, Micky continues to fidget with the monkey paw, trying to figure out what his final wish should be since they wasted 2 of them.
Did you notice the cutout tree in the corner? There was a cutout of a tree.
In the club?
In the club. And I'm like, why is there a cutout of a tree?
Ran out of plant budget.
It
Leftover set piece.
It looked like a leftover set piece from the fairy tale.
Yeah. Maybe this club does like middle school plays also.
Probably.
Mike tells Micky of the monkey paw to put that thing down. Blech! And Davy calls it ugly, which it is. Davy's like, yeah, ever since you got that paw, man, you can't talk about anything else. And Micky very unwisely wishes that he could stop talking about the monkey paw, but before the full sentence leaves his mouth, the wish activates, and he loses his voice.
I actually thought this was a pretty good twist.
Yes.
For a Monkees episode. Peter does come talk to him, but prior to that, Peter and Mike are in the back, and they're supposed to be tuning their guitars, and Peter is holding it all the way up, as high as possible. Like, he's not really tuning it. He was just, like, goofing around in the back with it. They were like, tune your guitar. And he's like, okay.
I like Peter's outfit in this scene. He has his red and orange two-tone pants and his
I love
blue
pants.
shirt and moccasin boots. We now proceed into another big brain coleslaw scene. The monkeys get ready to perform Going Down for the club audience. And since Micky has no voice, he just has to mouth the words.
He doesn't seem to realize that he can't sing.
Yes.
He just keeps lip syncing as if it's fine.
Or I feel like he's just trying to like continue on as if everything is normal, and he knows something's wrong, but he's just trying to yes and it. Hey guys, rest of the monkeys, you guys can also sing, remember?
This is in my notes several times. Just give someone else the solo. Is Micky specifically contracted to sing? Are they contracted to only sing Going Down?
It's really weird. Davy's behind the drum set?
Yes.
Why?
Free him.
Well, Davy was behind the drum set, and you knew that was going to happen because prior to this, he actually had the drumsticks in his hand, and he was like scratching his face with. No, he put them in his mouth.
They're doing a new setup where Micky is the front man and Davy's the drummer, and they really need to test this out right now, and there is no other way.
And none of them are like, oh my God, Micky can't talk.
Yeah.
Micky can't sing. They all just like
They're not.
take it in stride.
They're not
They
even.
don't really notice or acknowledge it until they get stopped.
They're not even like, hey Micky, what's the deal? What are you doing? They're like, oh, I guess this is the thing Micky's doing now, and we all have to yes and him and go along with it. They affirm him because they're such supportive friends.
Before we go on to that, I just want to comment that they are playing the music, and like sometimes some of them are playing the instruments and sometimes they're not, and then the music stops and some of them are still playing the instruments. It was like the worst sync of like fake playing I've ever seen. And I think it was a continuation. I think they filmed the opening scene where they got the gig by playing the song at the same time. Like because it was just so bad.
The crowd boo and literally hiss. They're going hiss hiss like snakes. The owner comes up and he's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? And the monkeys have not figured out that this is being caused by the paw. They just jump into unconditionally support Micky on his new journey.
Because after their spaghetti wish worked so well, what could possibly be wrong
Right.
with his paw?
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's doing his thing here.
Oh God,
This part.
this dialogue
Oh God.
is so bad.
Mike goes, oh, here's something. Is that what you meant? Well, he's not singing with his voice. He's singing with his feet. Peter says, yeah, man, dig those toes. Feet, right? Davy says, yeah, foot action. Peter says, yeah, incredible man, just out of sight. this feat improv and or written
Was
dialogue.
this improvised?
I think it was improv. Davy, he's doing his thing here. That's pretty groovy. That's heavy stuff he's laying down. Davy, foot action, Peter. Incredible, man. Yeah, out of sight. Davy, go, toe, go. Sock it to me, baby. That's a pun.
And the owner's like, what are you talking about? Nobody sings with their feet. And Mike says, didn't you ever hear of the movie Young Man with a Corn? What?
Is that a thing?
I don't know. No.
Corn as in like foot condition, right? That's like a...
Yeah, well, corn is something, but I don't know what movie he's trying to parody.
And then Peter says, how about Flatfoot Flugie with the Floy Floy? This is a real song from 1938, which is called that, I guess.
And is it about singing with your feet?
I don't know. Peter, now he's triple toeing. Look at that.
And this whole time, Micky is just like,
Yeah, wiggling his feet
around.
weird. He's like dancing around. He's like gliding around.
He's got dirty old moccasins on.
Yeah, they're focusing on them a lot. Coleslaw, I feel like there are ulterior motives here.
I
Especially
was really worried he was going to take his shoes
right,
off.
especially when Mike says, hey, if you think that's good, you ought to see him when he takes off his shoes. It is uptight, out of sight. Help. We often talk about the covert fetish material on this show. Coleslaw ain't slick.
Very far out. They were doing I really think they said, I think they may have been told to ad-lib some young hip dialogue, and this is what they got.
Yes.
That's what.
Young hip foot dialogue. Owner manager tells them that if Micky isn't singing by tomorrow, they'll never work in show business again.
The manager yells at them.
Yes. Because he is the one man that controls that.
Yeah.
Mr. Hollywood himself.
Well, he did pay their union dues.
Yeah. In the pad, the Monkees are all pressed up against the bars of the spiral staircase.
Why were they all just crammed on the spiral staircase in one shot?
Because it made a nice shot, and because Davy was about to fall over and they needed to support him. The most beautiful outfits. This is the point at which they put on the best outfits in the entire show. Peter's got this rainbow tie-dye. It's not tie-dye, it's just patterned rainbow swirl. Rainbow. Davy's got his narrow jacket with this similarly rainbow, very intricate stitching. Micky has his large yellow smock, and Mike has a bright orange.
Also calls it a smock. It's so long.
Yeah, in this shot, Davy is blazed out of his mind. His whole face is red, swollen up, just staring into space. Mike tries to gaslight Micky into talking by telling him that he can talk and nothing's wrong with his voice. And then Peter goes, "Are you kidding? Have you ever heard him sing?" And he finds his own joke so funny that he turns to the camera and goes and knee slapper. Thank you, Peter.
So we know he can't talk because he keeps trying to recite the Gettysburg Address. You can see him.
Yes,
You can read his lips, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why is he trying to recite the Gettysburg Address? Why isn't he saying, "Help, I can't talk"?
He's a big fan of history.
Can't talk. Why can't I talk? No, I'm going to try to say 7 years ago.
The other three Monkees bonk their heads together to try and figure out what to do about Micky, who is now scratching his hair with the gross dead animal hand. They decide to visit Mendrick. They still haven't figured out that the paw is causing any of this. They're like, it can't be that paw. But let's ask Mendrick anyway.
Yeah, so why
They've almost got it.
Yeah. I don't know. He's the one other person they know right now.
He's the pop.
Yeah. Now that Mendrick is a millionaire, he wears a green robe.
Has money sitting on his desk. In
bags like he robbed a bank. He also has a large hourglass and a lot of phones that are ringing. The Monkees enter his millionaire office, and he makes them answer some of his phones. Yeah. Why is he trusting his rivals who he's just screwed over to do his business?
He's got all the luck in the world.
Oh.
He can do whatever he wants.
I guess that's true, yes. The Monkees take his various millionaire phone calls, and they do these little close-ups on them as they're on the phone, and they look very nice in these close-ups. That like it was a good face day for all of them. Davy's very mogging with his cheekbones. One of the phone calls, Johnny Carson calls, and Peter says, "No, Mendrick wants you on his show, Mr. Carson." In 2 days, the money that Mendrick gained has given him the most popular talk show in the nation.
And here's the thing, Mandrake, the magician, would have been on Johnny Carson.
Uh-huh. I feel like everyone would have been.
No, everybody
Yeah.
would have, but that's definitely Johnny Carson.
Okay, that was like his gig, yeah. Mickey, while he's on his millionaire phone call, is like silently dirty talking the phone.
I was like, who is he pretending to talk
Like it looked like he was on like a sex hotline.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, he was like whispering seductively,
yeah.
but no sound was coming out. But he continued to have this conversation
He's allegedly
the entire
talking
scene.
to someone.
Yeah, he's having fun on that phone. Mike on his phone says, "No man, he can't come. But I don't care who you are, he can't come." Well, because he don't like barbecue, I guess. I don't know. Ooh, what a pushy guy. I don't get that joke exactly, but Mike's delivery was really funny.
Like, what kind of a conversation was he
I
having?
know.
Did he have to get Mendrick out of barbecue?
Who was he supposed to be talking to?
The barbecue man that all rich people know.
And insist he come to a barbecue?
Yeah, magician's barbecue.
Was LBJ Texan? Maybe it's the president. And then Davy's phone joke is about an offer to buy all of North America and a piece of Tasmania. That was kind of a joke in the Desert Island episode too. Like, who's out here buying entire countries?
If you have $1 million, I guess, in those days.
Yeah. Mendrick kicks the Monkees out of his office once he realizes the reason that they're there. Mike has to yoink Micky away from his engrossing silent dirty talk. Back in the pad, the Monkees once again think over their situation because they still have not figured it out.
Mike's playing with his very short tie. Mike's ties are like
Yeah.
really short.
Or maybe he's just too tall.
He's too big for
I
his
think
tie.
that might be it.
Yeah. The stupid Monkees conclude that it cannot be the Monkey Paw. So maybe Micky is sick. So to heal him, they make Micky soup.
They put him in a giant bubbling cauldron.
Yeah.
They make him soup.
They stir the soup and take sips of
They
it.
do. All taste the Davy soup, the Mickey soup.
Well, they made
Yeah.
Davy soup in a different
Well,
episode.
that's why Davy came out of my mouth, because I was going to say this cauldron is making a return. I think Davy
They
was in it.
just
last time.
habitually make each other into soup. But that wasn't it either. Micky smacks Mr. Schneider with the monkey paw violently.
I have that written down. I don't remember it happening,
Mm-hmm.
but I have it written down. I'm like, why did he do that?
Because Mr. Schneider was telling him some silent
They
things
were
that he
having a
didn't like
silent
to hear.
argument.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now we come to it. The magical moment.
The moment of the show.
Davy posted up, leaning his full body weight on the arm of the wooden Indian.
Using the Indian for full body
Yeah.
support.
You know, he hasn't said a thing in 12 hours. His entire face is bright red. His eyes are like swollen shut. He's giggling
He's
at
nearly
nothing the whole time.
Crying. Like, he's nearly laughing to the point of tears.
Like after his line, he just goes, he like snorts like,
And he makes a how joke.
oh, is that what?
He went,
Oh,
how?
okay,
He was
well,
leaning on the Indian.
Well, first Mike says, that's it! In 12 hours, he forgot how to talk. I mean, anybody can forget how to talk in 12 hours. Oh,
Plus logic, Mike.
I didn't know that. And Peter says, well, then it's simple. All we do is teach him to talk. And Davy says, how? Okay, if it's an Indian how joke.
He puts his hand up when he does it. He says,
I-
how?
Okay, I always thought that was him getting his line wrong or something, because Mike then goes, what did you say? And Davy goes, how? Like as if Davy had said the wrong thing because he's high, but
No.
he might have gotten the joke
Yeah, that's kind of what I
correct.
thought it was,
He
too.
made a
Okay.
joke, and maybe Mike just
You must
thought
be
it
correct.
was-
Maybe what did you say is also a scripted line, and
Or-
they were just and Mike is just like using his acting subtext to go, Davy man, snap out of it, come on.
Or maybe Mike thought it would be funny to make him repeat the line.
Yeah, because
The
he's
joke.
laughing through
Because
it
he's
because
laughing.
he's so high. And to this, Peter face palms at his boyfriend's high ineptitude. The way that this was the usable footage, the way they put this in their children's sitcom and were like,
but like even a
no one
child
will notice.
would be able to tell what was going on.
Mommy, what's wrong with Davy? The way after they filmed this, they continued to provide them with a special room to smoke weed in next to the set.
This wasn't enough of an incident.
This wasn't the breaking point.
It clearly looks like a mistake. Like, it looks like a full blooper. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, whatever.
We can't get a better take of this. Now they have decided to teach Micky to talk. They put on their professor robes to do this and get out the Frodis chalkboard again. This is Mike's lesson of what he has written on the Frodis board. All right, now that we've got this all down, Apple Cat, Hare Krishna, Legalize Wisdom, Frodis, and of course, Save the Texas Prairie Chicken. Legalize Wisdom and Frodis. This episode has a theme.
They also had a peace sign and a flower.
Yeah.
And Alice, whatever the person's name is.
They have also written Frodis, spelled Phrotus, the alternate spelling. I also love the way that Mike pronounces Hare Krishna as Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Americans be like, hey, we're seeing a movie tonight. Do you want to watch Harry Potter or a horror movie? Mike then attempts to get Micky to say pencil. Peter helps by showing Micky how to pop his peas. And then Mike's like, well, of course he can't say pencil, because I was showing him a crayon while he was doing it.
By the way, I was like, that's a crayon, not a pencil.
So you noticed. You noticed.
It before the joke.
And Micky goes, now crayon I can say. He can't say anything else.
And now Peter says he can't say anything but pencil, which is wrong. He can say
Now crayon I can say.
Now I can say, in addition to crayon, he's got
4 words.
You could say a few
Got 5
words.
Yeah. No, he can only say them for comedic effect. He has lost the ability again. They next decide, gee, Officer Krupke, you're really a square. This boy don't need a judge, he needs an analyst care. Yeah, they take him to, quote, the mental problems specialist.
He's a Freudian.
The transcript refers to this character in all, captions of his line as the mental problem specialist. This is the character's name. So yes, this is a Freudian doctor, but for some reason he has the racist Chinese eyebrows.
He looks crazy.
Yes.
And they said his name was Severin, I don't know.
Severin Darden is the actor.
Darden, but it says he was uncredited. He's not they don't credit him during the show.
Maybe that's because this was famously his thing. Apparently his routine was as a German psychiatrist.
Oh, was that?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize.
His famous routine was his metaphysics lecture. So this was his thing, I
It
guess.
was one of those, we're going to take someone and put whatever they do into the show.
Yes.
Like Paul Peterson, or
Yeah.
whatever that guy's name was.
He gives Micky an ink blot test, which, because he is mute, he cannot respond to. And so the other monkeys give their opinions on it over their shoulder. I think you have them written.
Yes. Mike says it's a bunch of flowers. Davy says a bunch of birds dancing. And Peter says it's a tomato ketchup stain.
And the mental problem specialist thinks it's a bunny and a chicken, and he's very aggressive about that.
Apparently that's the right answer.
Yeah, the point of inkblot tests is famously that there is no right answer. After Mike and Peter give their input, he goes to them, it seems you two came together. Peter nods and smiles while Mike looks pissed. Torque Smith is real. So after the monkeys have different interpretations of this inkblot test, which is the point of inkblot tests, he threatens them with physical violence? Where did they find this guy? Is he the cheapest psychiatrist in the phone book?
Extremely anti-therapy.
Yes. This is the only guy the monkey budget can afford. Is the worst. I went to the worst rated psychiatrist in LA. Back at the club, the owner asks if Micky can sing yet. And the monkeys are like, no, but we incorporated his silence into the act. One of the rest of you sing. Oh my God.
I'll sing.
Why is this an issue? Put him back behind the drums. Do some Davy songs until you figure this out. Jesus. Micky singing has never been the linchpin of the monkeys' performances. So the way they incorporate his silence into the act is what I believe to be a Marx Brothers
It is.
thing, but I do not know enough about the Marx Brothers to confirm that.
They come in as dressed as the Marx Brothers, and Micky is Harpo, who famously does not speak,
Okay.
and has a horn, and he honks everything.
Did Harpo have a harp as well? Because Micky has one. Micky's just holding a harp.
Okay, wait.
Is that to indicate that he
Maybe
is
that's because he's
Harpo?
Yes. I think he did have a harp too. He played the harp, but he didn't speak. He had a horn.
Oh, okay.
And he would honk the horn.
See, I thought that was just a visual gag, so you knew he was Harpo. That's so funny that the actual Harpo just had a harp.
I'm fairly
Very ominous.
I'm fairly certain he did play the harp as well, but he didn't speak.
Uh-huh.
I might be wrong on the harp thing, but I'm fairly certain
Yeah.
that he definitely was dressed like him and he was honking the horn, which is Harpo. And then
He also has a curly wig on top of his curly hair. Mike has the
Mike
nose
was-
glasses.
Yeah, Mike was Groucho.
Uh-huh. And Peter is the other one.
Yeah.
Sorry, third Marx brother.
Shemp. I don't know. There's another.
Isn't that a stooge?
Oh, that's the Stooge.
I'm
I like
sorry.
They say that they worked it into the act, but they just steal a different act and don't do
Yeah.
music at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not singing or anything. They're just doing a Marx Brother.
But their act is that they're dressed like the Marx Brothers and they're there. They don't say jokes or
No, it's
anything.
not really a performance of any kind.
Back in Mendrick's office, they request his help again, though they have still not figured out that it's the paw, so I don't quite know why they went back here.
They were out of options.
Yes.
And I said, well, probably because Davy wanted to get with the daughter.
Yeah.
Because in this scene, of course, he's standing next to daughter.
Yes. Now Mendrick is feeling charitable.
And I said, she's wearing riffraff and magenta's repurposed tunic with fur around the armholes. Oh, I get it, because she's rich now.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that outfit was very terrible. She has
It was good.
her fur shoulder
I'm
pads.
swearing to you that was the gold tunic
Mhm.
from.
It
the
may
other
have well
episode.
been. It may have well been. Mendrick sends daughter and Davy to the library to look at the Book of Mystery,
Let's split up.
and he says that he will work on Micky right here with his pocket edition of the Book of Mystery.
I said he blew his line,
Mm-hmm.
and then he kept going.
He did not want to do another
Yeah.
take.
He says he's supposed to say his pocket edition, but he says his pocketbook edition.
Mm.
Or
Something. Micky is touching his face and chest with the paw, like scratching at his face. No, he wipes his tears away with the paw and then scratches his chest with it.
The paw is truly part of him now.
It's so gross. I don't think they washed that thing first. And Mendrick's like, "Oh, you really like that paw, huh?" And Micky pants like a dog in response. Even Mendrick was weirded TF out.
It's way too attached.
Davy and the daughter get their flirt on over words starting with M.
Daughter might be the worst monkey girl actor in the show. She's worse than Toby from the Monkees All Mode. She's so bad. She really flatly goes, the Book of Mystery. Opens it to the dead center of the book, which was apparently the exact page she needed, because then she starts running her finger down, searching on it for the entry she needs. Despite this, Davy falls in love with her.
Davy, what do you see in her?
Yeah. Back in the office, Mendrick makes Jork tickle Micky with feathers. Coleslaw, you ain't slick. Stop doing this. Davy is looking for the monkey paw entry in the book. And then daughter goes, "I think you spell monkey with a Y." And the joke's actually funny for a millisecond before Davy comes in and bashes you over the head with a sledgehammer of literalism. He says, "Oh really? I always thought it was two E's. Do you get it? Do you get the joke?" Ruined that joke. I'm pissed off. So in the book, Davy finds the cure of the monkey paw, which is to sell it to someone else. I could have told you that. I don't think you need to do all this research, but you didn't realize that Paul was causing this until 2 seconds ago.
Well, she was, I think at one point the daughter says, "Oh, I think it says it in the book what to do." And I'm like, well, why didn't you do it when you had the monkey paw?
Right.
If you knew it was
Yeah.
you knew the solution was in the Book of Mysteries.
Yeah.
Right, because doesn't Mendrick obviously know that because his luck is now changing now that he sold it? Wasn't that the whole point?
Yeah.
Who?
So, but she knew all along, because she was like,
Yeah. Father, don't you remember the Book of Mystery said it was cursed?
Right, they don't need the book. They clearly knew the whole time.
Yeah. They should have
Just want
sold
to go
this.
into a separate room with Davy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Yeah, and if she knew that from doing her research, she should have said ages ago, "Hey, Dad, this
Why don't
says,
you sell that?
yeah, why don't you get rid of that thing, and then you'll win $1 million."
And now she's stupid enough she's not that sure how to spell monkey. So
So we're all back in Mendrick's office. Peter is sitting on top of his desk, crisscross, which is very rude. And Mike's like, "Okay, so we have to sell it to someone nasty. I can't think of anyone like that." Owner walks in the door, and the joke is actually funny for a millisecond before Mike comes in and bashes you over the head with the sledgehammer, and he goes, "I just thought of somebody like that. Do you get it? Do you understand the joke?" They convince Owner to buy the paw by telling him that it will allow him to do all of Mendrick's tricks, which is kind of just a segue into the magician-themed romp. This romp is 2 words, which is a song we haven't had for months, which I guess kind of tonally fits. It's got like magical wind chimes, sure. And it largely consists of Mendrick looking annoyed at the monkeys ruining his tricks.
it's less of a romp and more of a magic montage.
Yes. Peter sneezes at all his flowers and pulls out and uses all of his handkerchiefs. I'd say that the annoyance is like good acting on Mendrick's part, but as we will see shortly, he genuinely fucking hates these kids and does not like improving with the
He's
monkeys.
kind of done.
Yeah,
So put him in a romp.
that'll pep him up.
Yeah, this is esteemed actor Captain Hook.
Yeah,
This is not his scene.
yeah. Micky tries to pick the wrong card from the deck, and then he eats it. He chews right on that card.
Yeah.
Peter gets in a box, which Mendrick makes disappear the box.
Yes.
But Peter's still in there. Mike did not feel like participating today. He's barely in the romp. And Davy was out back sleeping it off. Davy's not in it at
I said
all.
Davy's chilling in the library with the daughter.
Yeah.
Mandrake appears a giant coffee mug around Micky.
Yeah. That was
Doing these giant things.
Yeah,
And
that...
then I said, why did they bother to make this prop?
I know, it was like...
Exactly.
They had a smaller coffee mug that looked like just like a typical like commissary coffee mug, and then they recreated it giant for a 1-second joke. And it was a very, like, it was a nice prop, but, like, that's way too much effort for that. I hope that was reused
Like,
from
we
something.
know you don't have the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if they maybe had it for some reason, and then they made the joke around it.
Yeah.
You saw some astonishing Pietro footage.
Yes, the Peter B-roll from season 1. Micky summons daughter in a furry stripper corset and kisses on her. That's Davy's girl. Stop it. Davy was too high to be here, so you snooze, you lose. And then to add insult to this injury, they use old B-roll of the girl that Micky was dating last year, who was like the Vanna White for the Astonishing Pietro. Here, 1 second of Mike participation when Mendrick turns Micky into Peter and then into Mike. So Mike was there, and he just didn't want to be silly today. Mike
got in the saw in the half box.
I feel like Mike and Mendrick, what is this guy's name? Captain Hook, that got into like a diva argument with each other and refused to play with each other completely or something.
Mike climbs in the saw and half box, and then when they open it, Peter's in there as well.
Yeah,
so the two of them are in that box.
He unfused from him like mitosis, like Steven Universe fusing. And we have a little bit where Peter is wearing the top hat with his hippie clothes. It's kind of a cute look. And he goes to club owner and cuts his tie off, like pretending he's going to do a trick where he replaces it, but he just cut his tie off. After seeing all this great magic, owner demands to buy the monkey paw. He needs it to do all these tricks.
Well, we didn't talk about the trick where Peter straight up murders a bird. I have to
put
that on everyone's radar. He kills a living creature.
Right. Well, that was the old footage because he kills a creature once per year, I guess. After seeing all this great magic, owner demands to buy the monkey paw. Mike tells him, "Sure, it's only a quarter. Why don't you use it right now?" He's so happy and instantly believes in this monkey paw so much that he does use it, in fact. Much like Ian from Obsession, he wishes for $1 million and it rains gently from the ceiling, not hurting him. Obsession references. Unlike Obsession, however, there are some consequences. The IRS immediately comes in to arrest him for not paying
Not paying taxes
taxes
immediately.
on the money he just got. He hasn't even touched half of
He
it.
says, "Are you the manager who just wished for $1 million?"
So they're aware
Yeah.
that he wished for it.
They
This
knew.
is not his fault.
The One Wish Willow Corporation is after you. I like to think that this is how it would have worked if Ian from Obsession had not been immediately killed by Micky. That the IRS would have been like, "Hi, we're from One Wish Willow Corporation, and you have to pay taxes on that money you just got."
The monkey and
give a
obsession
spoiler
verse is
alert.
real.
Oh, if you haven't seen Obsession by now,
I haven't. I'm never.
you're not gonna like that movie.
I'm never gonna see it.
Yeah.
I've seen like a couple edits, maybe like one edit and one like fan art of like Davy as like, not like as Micky, but like One Wish Willow. I wish Davy loved me more than anyone else in the world. When his eyes are sparkly, like it's really funny.
Yeah, Davy would stand all day in the one spot on the carpet, peeing on the carpet, waiting for Peter to come home.
He would even do that for Daughter.
Yeah. The outro tag. Micky rambles super fast ADHD. He's very happy that he got his voice back, and he's so happy he's able to talk again, and he sings a little of Going Down for Us until Mike yells in his ear to stop him and then addresses us directly. Well, that wraps up another hilarious 30-minute episode. He did not think it was hilarious. So this is Michael Nesmith, and Davy says, "And Peter Talk," and Micky says, "And David Jones," and Peter says, "And Micky Dolans," saying, "Blump." They say the blump. "Here we come, walking down the street." They're like doing it like
Micky says, "Here we go."
he does. He gets the words to the song
Yes, the
wrong
words are
again.
all-
theme song.
And I said Mike barely participates.
They're
Yeah.
singing like they're being
Just
held at gunpoint.
standing there.
Yeah, and then Peter does the little like drum noise. He goes dabba 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 dabba. That was cute. I love how much they love doing this bit and singing their own song poorly and having fun. We get 2 1-minute shorts that are pretty cute. First one is kind of a blooper. We get the like clapperboard reel. It's the second Mendrick's office scene where Davy is like standing in the back with Daughter. The other 3 like walk into the scene goofily. Hans Conrad's sitting at the desk, pissed off. The monkeys like wander in like goofily. Meanwhile, off camera, James Frawley's going like, "Guys, you can be in position already. You can start in position. Guys, be in position." And they're like, "Yes, we get in position." They're like just messing around. He calls them boys, interestingly. He says guys and boys, like, it's kind of like treating them like high school kids you're directing. The second it gets quiet and they're in position, they start doing a barbershop quartet, like hello, hello, hello bit. And then Davy in the back goes, "Oh, where are the monkeys?" and starts dancing. Hans Conried turns to James Frawley, wacky censor noise, "I hate these kids." He genuinely went, "I fucking hate these kids." And they put it in the show. These are the conditions that every monkey guest actor was forced to work under, and he was the first one who was brave enough to say it. Thank
They
you.
were brave enough to include that someone actively hated being on their show.
Yeah. Thank you, Captain Hook, for your sacrifice, for your deep work with these fucking kids. From this blooper, we smash cut to Peter going, "The hippie movement is dead. It was buried in San Francisco and has been replaced by free men."
Peter is so woke, he's gone the other way and is anti-hippie.
Yeah. Do you think there was ever a Big Time Rush episode where they broke character and had a deep discussion of the branding and language surrounding social justice movements? I love this scene. We get to see, like, this is, like, the most they allowed Peter to, like, speak his mind intelligently out of character on the show to kind of remind the kids that he's not really a dummy.
Micky says nothing, and Peter talks over Mike like 3 times. Like Mike was saying something,
Yeah.
and Peter just talks over him.
I think he deserves that. Mike was trying to kind of belittle
He was kind of
him.
making fun of him.
Yeah, he goes, "Oh, that's Peter's movement. He's got 6 people." I believe since this was the same day they did the fairy tale tag that the interviewer here is, it's not Bob. I believe it's still Bert talking to them. The transcript did not know. It just says man, but I think it's Bert. He says, "Okay, well then what about all these people with beads and long hair? They're not hippies?" Peter says, "No, they're free people." Davy goes, "I have beads. I'm not a hippie. Charlie bought me these." I believe he means Charlie Smalls, who is a musician who was his friend, who we're going to see in a couple episodes. We're going to meet him soon. I believe he gave him the beads. Bert says, "What's the difference between," and gets cut off by Peter, who goes to Davy, sarcastic. "You are too a hippie." Davy's, "I'm not a hippie." "You are too. You wear those beads, you're a hippie. You got long hair, you're a hippie." Davy's like, "Don't hit me with a stick, please." Mike goes, "I don't have beads and I'm not a hippie." See, I don't know. This reminds me of like when emos in 2008 would be like, "Don't call me emo, I'm not an emo," when they obviously were.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants to be labeled as a part of a social movement that's happening, like, as it's happening.
Especially when it starts to be more contextualized as like a pop culture subgroup and less as like part of something important, I guess.
Yeah.
Or like a real identity.
Yeah. Well, with like the stuff in like the 2000s, it would be like, well, if you claim to be a part of the movement, then obviously you're just a poser because you want to be in the movement. And if you were really in the movement, people would just know by how you look and dress and act and what you consume and what you talk about, and you wouldn't need to identify yourself as it. Mm-hmm. In this case, it's a little different because they're talking more about like the reputation that hippies have and how like they don't really want to be associated with that anymore. Peter says, "It was done because of the bad publicity the hippie movement has been getting. Now it's clear that every time the hippies come up with something really vital and intelligent and interesting, the establishment will take it over and put down the people who originated it. And, you know, all these psychedelic things that you see, the psychedelic things." Davy says, "They say, turn on with this." Peter goes to censor noise. Turn on? So he didn't swear there. I'm fairly certain what he said there was the name of a brand who at the time were doing like a hippie appropriations logo. Like it would have been like turn on with Coca-Cola or whatever it was. And they censored the brand. And now I'm nosy and I want to know what brand it was that they had to censor. Right. And Peter says, so the hippies are going to invent new words. And that is a very salient, interesting point, Peter. It's interesting that they decided to use this moment to show his actual smart and politically minded personality that they were shoving behind the dummy persona in the show to keep him in line. Also, this is like fairly non-controversial because it's kind of like hippie in-group discourse. Mm-hmm. I wonder what they got in the other 1 minute shorts that they couldn't put on TV of Peter saying, because apparently he used to bring up stuff like this in interviews and then Micky would like try to cover for him with his child actor PR training. I really think he makes a very good and interesting point about something that does still happen now, like where social movements will be co-opted by brands and advertising and like kind of like weaken the points. Like think about the word woke, which used to refer specifically to like being aware of like racism against Black people, and how that is now like a completely meaningless word in our culture.
Just like being generally left-leaning at all, like
right, yeah. Or like the example of like corporate pride, how every company ever had like a rainbow logo during June like 3 years ago, and how fast that went away when the political pendulum swung back the other way. Or like I see all the time on Twitter people talking about like, oh, woke one was crazy in reference to like 2020 politics, or like, and the example they'll put is like during the pandemic or during Black Lives Matter, McDonald's had a tweet that was like the McDonald's logo, and then it was like stop killing Black trans women, and it's like, McDonald's, why are you talking about that? Doesn't this kind of make the politics like diluted and used for different agendas?
Corporate woke.
Yeah. So thank you for that interesting discussion topic, Peter. You are a very, very smart boy, and you are not a dum-dum at all.
And you're cute.
Yes. Monkey out.
Monkey out.
We hope you enjoyed that episode of the Monkees Pod. You can follow us on Instagram and the website formerly known as Twitter at Monkees Pod. And now I will sing for you a beautiful song that Davy was surely singing during the filming of this episode. I was gonna clean my room until I got high. I was gonna get up and find the broom, but then I got high. La da 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 da, my room is still messed up, and I know why. Why, man? Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. Bye.